a guided meditation, which is my favorite part because there we share hearts directly. And I might jump into this meditation at any time. So there you are, we're officially beginning this, and I hope you can all hear and see me well. I hope the image is well for everyone. So we're officially beginning the PRANIC Process Online, the Detox and Prana program of 8 days that we're gonna stream online for 8 days with the ones that have subscribed for it. Also, the ones that haven't subscribed still have the option to participate. So all you need to do is use the link in that we're gonna share now in the comments. So for those of you who watch on Facebook, for those of you who watch on other channels, I'm gonna share a link in the comments so that you can see where you can still book your place for this program. I'm gonna be live on Facebook for just a bit, just a few minutes, to inform you of this program and the details of it, and then I'm gonna stick with my participants who have already subscribed, that are very dear to me. And in this you can also be by subscribing. So the link is above the video if you can see it, and also the ones who want to share it with your friends and family, just share the link so that they can subscribe as well. I'm very happy to see many of you joining. Use the comments if you want to ask questions about this program. This is a program that I've been holding since 2013 in various ways on various media, live or online and so on. And I had the privilege to share it live with people in Romania in direct workshops, and online with people from all over the world during the past 7 years. So I've gained the experience of working with so many people and hearing so many aspects on this program. Basically, we're together for 8 days, each day at 8 p.m. Bucharest time. Hi, people from Quebec that are joining. And in this 8 days, we're gonna raise frequency bit by bit by bit by bit, while we share methods of enhancing our frequency and raising our vibration, but also we share meditation together each day, so that in that meditation we can actually detox, reprogram, and energize our energy fields. And I think we all need it to some extent in this time. So if you're staying at home and maybe secluded in your houses and not able to go outside because some media source said so, I've been traveling through various cities in the last 5 days, and also some 6 to 7 countries in the past 2 months. But if you're staying at home, and isolate yourself from the rest of the world, this is the best time to actually participate in this program, because you're having all this time for yourself and to be with yourself and to do a cleanse and a detox, and to work on multiple levels with this detox. So the level of physical detox is very important, but also the level of mental and emotional level is very, very important as well. So I'm gonna take a moment to check what's happening with the meeting on Zoom that we're having with our participants. So just a second, and then I'm gonna be back to you. So we can actually be together for 8 days to enhance our own frequency, but also enhance the frequency of all the planet, because those of us who work together in this process are those who are actually chosen or named to participate to this enhancing of frequency all over the planet. So it's not only a personal individual work, because actually you're not a person and you're not an individual, you're part of a whole that is streaming and sharing together. And the more you raise your frequency, the more the frequency of the planet raises as well. And we all know that at this moment it is highly necessary to have that. So what we suggest is that you look inside your hearts and see if you're cold, but really cold, to join this program for 8 days. Even if you can't be with us for 8 days, constantly, you can still be in this communion with us in your auric field, and watch the recordings when they are sent to you. So the recording is automatically sent to you after the process, so you can still do that. So if you're missing one of the evenings or two of the evenings and so on, you can still join and watch them the next days or during the night or whenever you're free, and join the next meeting with us. So that's how it's going to work. And like I said, in each meeting we share one of the techniques that I've used and my colleagues have used for pranic nourishment, for raising the frequency, for keeping a high pranic consciousness. And also we do the meditation that is gonna actually enhance your frequency very much. So that's also very, very important. I see there are some issues with accessing the website. I'm hoping that everyone can eventually access it. I'm also in the process of connecting to Zoom with my participants. It seems to be really interesting what's happening here with the connection. But anyway, I'm really happy to be with you all, and really happy to feel your presence here. We had a very beautiful meditations, two very beautiful meditations this week. One with the global love meditation, and one with the India Om meditation that was today. So you can still see them on my YouTube. But back to this class, what is important to know right now is that it is important for us to be in a state of connection and communion with yourselves and with your dear ones, and with the like-minded friends or kindred souls, and people who raise your frequency and who support you. And this is another thing that this program is doing, is joining together people who have the same goal, the same mind orientation, the same field of interest, because it's very important that we keep a high vibrational mindset at the moment. So there's a swirl of energy that is keeping us in the worry and fear even, that is actually creating stress and creating disease, because you know that disease is actually created through enhancing the stress frequency, and health is created through enhancing the love frequency. So that's the recipe for anything and in any way. Yes. And with this global craze, I could call it, yes, people are kept into this stress frequency and fear frequency and separation frequency, right? So everybody's trying to stay away from the other and stay isolated, and there's this constant idea of individualization and separation that is more and more enhanced, right? and it's false. We all know at the bottom of our heart, in the depth of our heart, that this is false, right? We all know that separation cannot lead to harmony and it cannot lead to health. So what would be a solution to go out of this? One second. What would be the solution to go out of this? Yes, what would be the possibility to be staying in a field of love and be staying in the field of health? First of all, detox your bodies. That's what we're starting with in this program. Detox at the physical level, because that's very, very important. Detox your emotional system. The fear, shake off the worry, shake off the stress. You're at home, you are safe. Most of you don't need to go to work, right? Most of you have shut down their companies for a week or two. That's not a problem. It's gonna start again and it's gonna be better. So now you need to just relax and take care of yourself, actually. So that's the only thing you need to do. And it's a moment of hiatus, a moment of pause in the rhythm of the planet that has been necessary for quite a while, because obviously the planet was overcrowded and overcluttered with pollution and all. And it's that moment when the planet cleanses itself. And I was just watching recently the waters of Venus that are now full of fish. Even dolphins came in, they say, and swans came in, and you can actually see clarity and the bottom of the water. And that's something new for Venus that hasn't happened for maybe years and years, tens of years. Yeah. And that was necessary, because last time I was in Venus, it was incredibly dirty waters and surroundings as well. The forests are cleaner. People aren't doing touristic activities that much because they are staying at home and in seclusion, and the hotels are closed and the restaurants are closed, and everything is breathing. The streets and the cities are less polluted, and every rhythm is now in a stiller pace. We're getting back to natural ways of being. That's a planetary detox that Gaia is taking taking us through, because it was necessary, and that's inviting us all to our own detox. So let's go along with the planet and let's follow that rhythm that is very natural and organic at the moment, and let's try and be in that state permanently, so that we can actually be in harmony with the flow. So there's no point of fighting against it and trying to actually do something. The craze of doing and doing and doing is no longer necessary now. Now we can just relax and be, actually. And it's a time of being instead of doing. It's a time of looking at what streams out, what can be created. And on that note, personally, I've started my own detox after working a lot at the PRANIC festival in India, and the trip of the sun in India, and the whole journey through India that has been very, very powerful. And I'm doing my own detox. I've done my own detox for quite some days now, and I'm taking oregano oil, and I'm doing detox shakes that include various vitamin C boosting plants, right? And detox plants, and I'm using a lot of pineapple and various fruits with vitamin C. And that's what I'm recommending to all of you, actually. Just grab a blender if you don't have one, and put there everything that is green and everything that is with citrus, and actually make that your breakfast lunch, and dinner. And that's the first step of this program for everyone that is watching. So those of you who aren't hearing me, you might want to amp up your volume because I'm speaking loud enough. So everyone can hear me well. Can you type yes in the comments if you can hear me well? Can I have a yes from you for today to know if I'm streaming okay? Please. So there's 30 people that are watching. I want to make sure that at least 29 of you are hearing me okay. So I would love to have your yeses if you're hearing me. So like I was saying, first step, detox. At the physical level, grab everything that is green and everything that is with nice dose of vitamin C and use it. And use it in a smoothie, in a blender, very, very well mixed together, and add a lot of lemon and add some spirulina and chlorella into it. And put them together and make it your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And everything that is containing vitamin C in your diet, you can add more of it. Thank you for your yeses. Add more of the yeses too. It's good to add some yes in the blender and to say yes to life and to say yes to health and to say yes to positivity. Because you see, since I came back from India, and it's not many days ago, I think I came back, forcefully came back on January 15, January 16, something like that, so a week ago, right? And I had been 2 weeks there in the PRANIC Festival of India and in the Trip of the Sun, which are 2 events organized by me and team that were very, very beautiful, with people that were on juices for weeks and weeks, with people that are meditators for tens of years, and with people that have been, the speakers have been on prana for 5 to 75 years, right? And that's gonna say something about the quality of the gathering, right? And how high the frequency was over there. And by the way, we're preparing a new one in Romania soon. So in August, we can meet in Romania for the Pranic Festival there. And if you look at my timeline on Facebook right above my head, there's the big picture, the big banner of the Pranic Festival in Romania, and that's where you can join it. And make sure you join it real quick, because this craze is gonna end in like 2 to 3 weeks. There's gonna be like 1 to 2 weeks to recover from whatever losses people might think they had, but there's not really a loss, there's a pause in the economics that was necessary. And then we're gonna be alive and kicking, each one in his own country. So that's the rhythm of it, right? And that's happened before, so no tragedy. And just know that the numbers of people that are stated in the news just aren't truth, right? So just focus on harmony and health and positivity, because that's going to keep you healthy. So for August, you can already prepare. Even for April, that we're having 2 retreats in April, you can already prepare, because it's going to be working and everything is going to be fine. And at the end of March, we're actually doing a Detox and Prana retreat on March 29 in Romania for 3 days with juices and raw food, just to be able to meet together. So those of you who are close to Romania or in Romania, you're free to come. I'm going to post the link to that in the comments as well, so that you can join it. So that's the attitude to go with in this time. First, taking care of yourself, taking care of your bodies, being still and looking at what needs to stream through in this time of pause, in this time of hiatus, making a big detox in all the levels of your life, starting with the physical level and physical body, of course, and then going through the emotional. That is very important in this time of, to have the right emotional balance, to be able to create good immunity in your bodies. And at the mental level, your mindset, what are you focusing on? We're primed with this information that is constantly coming into our subconscious with with all media. So even if you don't watch news, if you open YouTube, you see it. If you open Facebook, you see it. Even if you don't open anything, now I'm receiving messages on my phone like, who is sending that, and you're primed constantly with this in going that into your subconscious. So you have to be very good gatekeepers of your minds, actually, to be able to overcome that suggestion and to establish in your mind whatever it is that you want to create. What do you want to focus on these days? Type a word in your comments and focus on that. So let's hear a word in your, let's see actually, a word in your comments of what do you really want to focus on in these days, right? You have all the possibilities. Your mind is a very strong supercomputer that can create anything, especially in this time of pause. That is amazingly powerful energy. So with this supercomputer, what do you want to create? What's your word? What's your focus for these days? What do you want to focus on? Let's see in the comments, so that we do a little mind detox and mind focus for this gathering right now. Can you type some words that are your focus at the moment, that are nice and positive and creative, that you want to go in the direction of that word and create it into your life? Anyone? So no one has any focus. Everybody's focused on the disease of the planet. That's all. That's all we're talking about all these days. Or can you focus on something else? Could you just move your focus on something constructive? And ease. Oh yeah. We need that. Wow, that's super good idea. We need some ease in our lives. Yes, I'm gonna type something for my for the ones who are joining on my page, because the Facebook Live is gonna end soon. So daily rhythm. You're focusing on the daily rhythm, and what is the essence of that daily rhythm? Gratitude. Wow, that's the spirit. So we're focusing on ease, we're focusing on gratitude. What else? What can your mind be focusing on that creates a reality that's stronger for your immunity? What can your mind be focusing on that creates a reality that's new beginnings? Oh yeah, that's the time for this is the time for new beginnings, exactly. And these new beginnings are heading us into a direction of so much purification and so much clarity that hasn't been before on this planet. So that's where we're heading. And yes, it's good to focus on that. New beginnings in whatever you want to join. Presence, of course. In a state of presence, nothing gets you. You're there and you're in your house, and nobody's going to enter your house without your permission. So it's good to have that, of course. So I'm going back and forth on with Zoom. For those of you who wanted to watch on Zoom, you can go back on Zoom now and click on that link and join. Those of you who subscribe to the class, because the Facebook Live is, I'm going to have to end the Facebook Live soon. And those of you who want to participate to the whole class, because it's going to be awesome, and we're only just beginning with the detox at the emotional and mental levels now. You can still follow the link that I'm posting in the comments. You can scroll up, and in the comments you see that link, and you can join the whole 8 days of class, or the whole class of today, to have the full access to the meditations. And we're gonna do daily meditation together to purify, enhance, and energize our fields, to support this high vibration for the planet Earth that needs it, and for each one of us, because we all need it to be stronger, to be healthier, and to be gliding through these times of change with joy and ease and grace. And this is what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on 3 things now. Apart from the new beginnings theme that is constant in my life. My life is a very new beginning. Every time I open my eyes, it's a new beginning, right? And everything is starting anew every morning, and I have no idea in each morning what life is, have to offer for me, and that's my attitude every day. But new beginnings, especially now, and it's time to bring new creations into being, like I was saying on the meditations of a few days ago, and time to bring a new you into being, actually. So it's a very good time for a pranic process to bring yourself more into the consciousness of unity, into the consciousness of clarity, into the consciousness of self-empowerment and detox and health. That's the word, health. To have the power to overcome whatever enters your life and whatever news you receive and whatever downsize and closing of whatever company you're in and stuff like that. It's happening now. It's gonna happen. It's a time of change. Things are cleansing out. It's natural, and it's happening. How you are reacting to that is very important. Like for me, I was having a full range of activities in India that are just developing after the Pranic festival. I was having all my friends there, still being there, like Elitom and beloved ones that I haven't seen in years. We were making a team there, and we were going to travel to temples and visit very important energy vortexes and go to conferences together and planning new events together and so on. We had so much work to do, and this only happens once in some years, and yet I had to fly back to Romania. So leaving all that activity behind, or stopping or postponing or whatever is going to happen with it, and having all these projects and all these new relationships developing, and all of a sudden from one day to another, actually we had to part and go home. That hasn't been easy, and it's not easy for any of us to just stop instantly an activity that you are just starting or developing, right? The mindset and the attitude that you go through it is most important, because what I did is I came back home. Of course, there was just this alternative as visa is expiring and so on. Come back home and see, okay, why am I needed here? I'm posting the link again for you to be able to join. Why am I needed here? What am I to do here? What's my role? And when I came home, I saw, yeah, Romania was in desperation. The planet was going crazy. And I'm not in the savior's mode, but I'm guided to do some activities that are helping with this. And one of the activities is this online class that I couldn't have done in India, because there Wi-Fi and connection is like not the best thing you can get. You can get a good connection in the internet, but with the internet, it's a work in progress in most of areas, especially the areas that I'm visiting out in nature, and that online class that we're doing now was required. So being in a state of presence and being in a state of acceptance and being in a state of, okay, I am here, I'm present, why am I here, has helped me actually channel and accept and receive and integrate the information of this class to be able to fully deliver it to you. And also there was the global meditation on the spring equinox that was very important, that was global and online and all over the place, streamed on the planet, that has infused the planet with a lot of love a few days ago. And that was also necessary to be done, and it was necessary for me to be here to be able to do it, because also here is a very important area of the planet that I'm living in, next to the Romanian Sphinx, as some of you know. So being in a state of acceptance to whatever happens, because I'm going to go back to where I started, is leading us to our next step. I'm publishing now fragments of my new book, which is called The Book of Love. You can see 1 or 2 fragments already on the Facebook page that I'm holding, the Cristiana Eltrayan page. And if you go to the Book of Love page that is linked on my profile, you can see some fragments there already that are also raising the frequency to the frequency of love, to the frequency of universal love, actually, that is much needed in this time on the planet. And that was only possible while me being at home, because this book was at home. So many things like that, when something stops in a direction or is paused even, you have 4 or 5 new doors opening that you can only see or enter if you're opened to go through them and if you're not resisting the change. So I'm gonna ask you the most important question of the evening, I believe, for this training. What would it take for you to be fully ready for the change that this program is bringing to you? And Yana, please join us on the link that I'm sending you on Messenger, because I'm gonna stop the Facebook soon, and the ones who have subscribed to the class, go to Zoom. What would it take for you to be able to fully intake the change that this class is bringing to you? What would it take for you to be fully ready to join this program at all levels? Physical, mental, financial, and all levels of you, with committing to yourself and to the planet to be with us for 8 days, either online or in spirit, because you're gonna get the recordings anyway, to be with us for 8 days and be able to raise your frequency constantly for this new era of humanity that is being birthed now. It's coming into birth, into being, actually, as we speak. So what would it take for you to really join fully this program? What do you need? And I'm truly asking you on all levels, on the level of the mind. What mindset do you need to have to be joining such a program? Yes, you do not need to stop eating, by the way. Some people were afraid that, oh, I wouldn't be able to take my yogurt with some things, or I won't be able to take my vegan food. You can take your vegan food. You can take your yogurt. We're going to do such powerful meditation every day that when you're going to look inside yourself, you might not even feel hungry, for quite a long time. But if you still need to take your yogurt, nobody's gonna stop you. Yes, it is a detox, but on many levels, it's gonna get much more profound than just the food, like I said. Some people were worrying about not having time, but time is a creation of the mind, and we're all creating that as we speak, and we're decreating that as we enter into a stiller mindset. And yes, maybe you don't find time at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but you can find time at some point to look at the recording, and that's going to upgrade you anyway. And some were saying, I don't have money. Or yes, I do have money, but given the planetary situation, I wouldn't commit to such an investment. But it's 300 euros is not a big investment. If you look at your newest jeans, some of you might be the same value. I'm not joking. Some people do buy 300 euro jeans or 500 euro jeans or 1000 euro jeans, and that's not a long-term investment. They might break in just a few months or years, while this is a lifetime investment and it's not a big amount. So what do you really need to deprogram in your mind to be able to join it, actually? What fears are you ready to drop? What programming are you ready to let go of? What comfort zone, even, are you ready to get out of to be able to join this 8-day program? So you're not committing to us for 8 months. You're not marrying us even. You are just for 8 days with us in this bubble of love that we're creating, in this bubble of prana, in this bubble of high frequency, of of beautiful mastery, right? That's gonna take you to the next level in your life. And all of you who have felt called to join are part of this new level of evolution of humanity. You have an important role in it, actually, that has called you to this program. And whatever it is that is blocking you to actually go through it is the very thing that's blocking your general evolution, and you might want to drop that. So whatever program or fear or blockage or conviction that you have, just drop it and come with us. And for those of you who are uncertain about the payments and about the timing, we can ease it up for you in ways that is more accessible for you in any way, so that you can still participate. So that's in a nutshell the program that you've joined, for those of you who have joined it, and the program that you can join for those of you who haven't come yet. So it's going to be from today until March 29th, right at the end of the month, and at the end of the seclusion time for most of us. Yes, that's the time that has been given in Romania for the quarantine. It ends at end March, right? So when it ends, we're gonna end this frequency leap, and we're ready to get out into the world with a new attitude and a new energy, right? Very good timing, I would say. And on the March 27 to 29, we also do a live retreat here, and in person, in presence, for detox and prana for 3 days, with juices and very little raw food for those who really need it, so that we jump into this new new era. Yes, Karen, I'm sending you the link now on Facebook Messenger. Let's see how I do it. Just a second, so that you can join on Zoom, because I'm gonna end soon the Facebook Live. Whoever wants to join, is time to join to be with us. Any questions that you might have so far about the program or about anything else that you want to know about your detox, about pranic nourishment, about pranic state, about what prana is, about how to be in this program. And if you have kids at home, you know, people say to me, maybe I cannot join the program because of kids, you know, because I have kids at home. Kids are loving these things a lot. Like, I had kids all the times in my activities, and online or live. At the Pranic Festival, we had kids. All the Pranic Festivals, 5 editions so far, we had kids all over the place. They love it. They love the frequency of love. They love the frequency of prana. They are so happy to be in that energy. They are much stiller than normal. So don't be afraid that they're going to jump on your head while you work with us. And they are amazingly upgrading the frequency of the whole gathering. So if you have kids at home, just bring them to your room or let them roam around, and they're going to be okay. If you have work to do during the process or the time of our gathering, you might work around it, so it's at a different hour, or you can watch the recording. That's what I can say. And if you have money issues, just talk to me about it, and we can make some installments or rates for you, so that you can still be with us. You know, that's important to be in such a gathering. So another important thing is that this class, and I want to refer and talk to also the ones who are joined already, this class is not going to help, is not focused actually on you forever ceasing to eat physical food. Pranic process and pranic consciousness is not about stopping your food intake. That's not what it's about. Is moving into a higher state of consciousness altogether, where you're fully detoxed at the mental, emotional, and physical level, where you don't feel hungry anymore for most people most of the time. And when you're in a state of balance and center for most of your time, and that's gonna naturally decrease your food intake, or you're gonna have days when you're gonna just forget about the food, but you can still play with it if you want it. The difference is that you won't be feeling guilty about it anymore, because many of you who are watching now, and I know most of you have met before, have had various processes of all sorts with many people, pranic processes I mean, where you got out of them, and for a while you've been without food, and then you've been back to physical food, and you've started feeling guilty about what you're eating, and about the fact that you are eating and all that, and it's actually not helping you at any level, physical, emotional, mental. It's just depleting and downsizing, or lowering your frequency. So the important gift that you're getting out of this class, apart from a full raise of your frequency and vibration and new at your light code levels, that's gonna help you move into this new stage, into this new age, with more joy and ease and grace, and with a clear balance of your consciousness. One other gift is that you're gonna have a better attitude of gratitude towards your food intake, whatever that is, whether it is physical food or energy food. Your attitude towards that is gonna change from, first, neediness to freedom, and from judgment to freedom as well. So who's interested in that? That's what we're offering. So to clarify the aspect of what pranic means to me, pranic is being connected to life source, being connected to whatever it is, that energy that opens your eyes in the morning, that beats your heartbeats, that makes all the connections between all organs and all physical systems, and between your physical system, your body, and all there is. That is prana, and pranic consciousness is being in that state and living in that state. And that's what we're gonna go deeper into in this class. That's what we're doing here. So if you're interested in that, join us. And it's, like I said, a leap into a new state of consciousness. If you're just interested in not eating, it might not be the right class for you, because you might still want to eat something and taste something at some point after this class. And you're going to be able to do it with joy, ease, and grace. So if you want that, join us. I'm about freedom. I'm a freedom people. I'm a freedom energy that is enveloping and developing more and more into this body. So that's what we're working with, actually. And whoever wants that, instead of constriction and contraction and fear and limitation, you're coming to the right place. So yes, join us, everyone. Those of you who are online, I'm sending you on Facebook, I'm sending you big love and big hugs. I'm gonna stick to the ones who are on our class now, the ones who have joined, because we're going deeper and deeper into meditation. So any questions so far? Anything that you want to add or ask? Anyone? Hello, and thank you for the hearts and appreciation, and looking forward for you joining the whole class, because now the live streaming on Facebook is ending. I saw somebody new joining now. So if there's no questions on Facebook or on the chat even, Karen, check your messenger on Facebook so that you can join on Zoom. I just sent you the link and you can join. And if there's any issues on joining on Zoom, just write to me so that we can clear that, so that you can join me. Yeah, that's it for now for the Facebook Live. Sending you big hugs, big love. Those of you who haven't joined, just write to me and join if you still want to be here. And looking forward to see you in our next video, wherever that is. Big hugs.